Hey everyone, welcome to the post-race chat of the Hungarian GP. Of course, podium finishers Halirox 24 in P1, his first win in the league, and Accelerate in P2, and only Copy in P3. A lot of things happen in this race as always. And let's start off with like the most asked question, at least the one running in my head. How did we miss out on seeing a Racing Point 1-2?
You want to answer?
Well, okay, fine. So mid of the race, I was leading the race, and so what happened was that my server knocked me out of the race. So I was a bit scared, like I would lose some positions because I had a Ferrari behind me. So as soon as I joined the race, it was a bit surprising. Well, the Racing Point was in front of me, or like Harry Rocks. Then the Ferrari was behind me. So then I decided, so the race is going to be between me and my teammate. So that changed like drastically. So as Harry Rocks was giving me much of dirty air, my tire wear increased more. So the actual race was between me and the Ferrari behind me.
Well, if you ask me, we were a bit lucky over there with him having a disconnection, and at the same time, I think within a few corners, I think the dangerous death concrete curb on the right, which corners, I think in the middle of sector 2. That's where Rustinish made a mistake and lost his car. I don't know if it was a glitch or if it was, the glitching when Kapi joined back into the race or something that I don't remember, but that caused him to make a mistake, and I passed easily for second place. And then Kapi was disconnected in front of me on the final corner. I took him, and I was on P1. I couldn't pull away. I was trying to pull away so that I can drag Kapi along with me, but I was instead only killing his race and pushing him into Rustinish for some reason. And there was no chance for me to even let him go past because he had better tires than me. Because Rustinish was right at the tail of Kapi.
Yep. And it looked like you almost had it in the bag. Speaking of which, when you made that overtake on only Kapi, probably around 5 seconds later, he actually reconnected. So we were actually expecting, as the race went on, and you were trying to stay out with your mediums, we were thinking only Kapi is going to try and hold off Rustinish in such a way that you can actually let those mediums last longer. Was that happening? Because I know you'll have like a race engineer during the races. So it's just a question from my side. Was that happening? Was that the thought, like holding off Rustinish? Only Kapi holds off Rustinish, while High Rocks can slow his car down and make sure the tires actually last. Not gonna answer that.
No, it's not that I'm not going to answer that. Come on. To be very frank, like I said, after he reconnected, he was in P2 with Rustinish hot on his tail, on his ass or whatever. But the thing is, he was holding him off quite well. There was no strategy of keeping him back because I wasn't feeling the amount of performance drop I was expecting on my tires, on both my stints. So I was quite confident that I can finish the race on those sets without losing much time. But I think unfortunately there was some kind of, again, there was another glitch or something where Kapi was going front and back and Nish had to hit him in the back. So that's still a question mark of what exactly happened there because I don't have anything to see that. But yeah, that's what happened. There was no intention of holding this Rustinish back.
Okay. All right. Good to hear. And first win came a bit late since your debut. How are you feeling about that? And do you think going into Hockenheim and the other races in the future, you're going to show equally strong performance? Because I remember you said right after your debut race that this is not my true potential. We'll find out in the races to come.
Yeah. France was, Paul Ricard could have been way much better because I think I started P13 or 15 and I ended up in the same place, I think. My start was excellent. I was even a little off track, just half on the track and half off the track on the left side on the straight. And then there was an incident and I was just too aggressive, I think, for the starting. And I made a mistake. That was basically me learning how the drivers drive and getting adapted to the league. But after that, I think I've been going from strength to strength. But I'm not gonna I'm not gonna take this for granted because I know that others have much more pace. I was just lucky over there.
Probably one of the significant things could be the fact that Big Man Joe and KDB both weren't in the race. But yeah, either way,
Exactly.
Supreme Leader was the only driver who could get a jump in the driver's standings, but he unfortunately didn't score any points in either race. Which, speaking of the driver's standings, Accelerate, you've made good on these two races. The fact that both Big Man Joe and KDB weren't present for either race has given you quite the jump in the standings, hasn't it?
Yeah, it did. I was looking at the driver standings before the race, and I thought I would gradually go up, but yeah, after seeing that KDB wouldn't participate and also Big Man Joe didn't participate, I kind of did the math in my head that I need to get a solid result here. So yeah, during the race, I think in the first 5 laps, I realized that there was no way I could do a one-stopper because it'll slow me down because the hards were really terrible for me. So I think on lap 4 or 5, I decided I'm going to do 35 qualifying laps. Like solid 35 qualifying laps, push every lap. I don't care where it puts me at the end, but I'll try whatever. So yeah, and from lap 5, I think I went into this zone. I didn't make any mistakes. Not a single gear change was off. I think I drove in like a metronome from lap 5. Yeah.
Wow, that's great to hear. So what you're saying was that was Accelerate at his peak at that track, right?
Yeah, I would say I've driven harder than the Monaco race. In this race, I think I've driven. I genuinely did not realize after after I finished the race. Actually, I looked at my lap times and I was like, "There's no way I kept up this pace using these tires." In the first stint, on my first mediums, I extended my mediums for 3 extra laps. I was like, I don't know how I did that because I was driving in qualifying laps, as I told you. So I was burning up all the tires, but somehow I also managed it and kept 3 extra laps in my first stint. So yeah, I think that actually helped me in the end because I had a lot of tire left.
Awesome. Clearly got a P2 finish, and of course that double stack didn't help in your favor, did it? How did that happen? Because usually you're on team radio with Thunderbird, or was it his AI at the time?
It was Brihit's AI at the time.
Okay, that was the issue, wasn't it?
I knew that Brihit was on a one-stopper, so there was no reason to contact him and ask if he's going to pit or not, because he already pitted to the hards, and it was clear for me that the next stop there wouldn't be any problem. But I suddenly, as I was in the pit lane, I saw that teammate in pits, and I was like, oh, this is bad.
Of course, High Rock celebrating. He made sure he got the win, but of course a well-deserved win at that. Good race, no doubt. And Accelerate, moving further in the couple of races, you aren't new to the podium clearly, but only 1 win till date in the league. A couple more wins on the way?
Looking forward, I think the power-hungry tracks, like Belgium and Monza, I have to hold on to something. Looking realistically, I think Singapore will be a track strong for me. And I think Russia and Singapore. I love Belgium too. That is one of my best tracks for me. So yeah, I need some power in that Honda engine, man.
Of course. Yep. We're looking forward to see you race as always. And only copy. Last time post-race chat of the previous race, I mentioned that on your debut, you finished in the points. On your second race, you finished on the podium. So third race, possible win. and it almost seemed like you almost had that fairy tale sealed. Walk us through, like, what happened with you. I know disconnections are like sometimes beyond our control, but other than that, were there mistakes? Because even though it did seem like Racing Point 1-2, it looks like unserved time penalties really hit you hard.
So time penalties. Okay, so
I think he didn't have any penalties.
time penalties.
Did? Okay, my bad then.
Yeah. So what happened was, as the Ferrari hit me at the rear, so I spun. So as I spun, what happened? My tires were really hot. So I was trying to rejoin the track. So I lost a couple of positions with the Ferrari. So I was actually P3, and there was a Red Bull behind me. So very close. So after turn 1, so turn 2, turn 3, so we had a couple of touches in between the Racing Point and the Ferrari. There were a lot of touches in between us.
Not Ferrari.
So sorry, Red Bull and Racing Point. So because my car was little oversteering because the tires are pretty much hot and totally worn off. It was completely out of control. And the end, the last lap, where I don't know what happened. So the Red Bull came and touched my rear, and I suddenly spun. So that's where I lost completely. Like, I don't know what to do now. And suddenly Accelerate went in front of me. I was like, wow. So that's gone. So there goes my podium finish. So I was pretty much like frustrated seeing all those positions going off from me. But at the end, yeah, things served me.
Yep. My mistake. Rusty Nish's unserved time penalties got you that podium, didn't it? Yep.
Yes. Well,
cool. Yeah. Regardless, second time on the podium in your third race. So looking forward for Hockenheim, your thoughts on that race moving forward?
Future is unpredictable, so let's wait and watch. I'm not giving any of my words, so yeah, okay. It depends.
All right. It looks like I mentioned this even on live stream as well. Both of y'all in the Racing Points, you've seen you go wheel to wheel before in your debut race. In fact, you look pretty strong together, and the fact that you have a race engineer involved, a third person helping you, guiding you in every race. What happens really when y'all are wheel to wheel, when y'all are together? Is it like free for all, or are y'all like really being very cautious?
Most of the time we are very cautious, where we just see like who has better tire wear, who can take the lead. So that all goes under discussion, and then we'll be like, at the end, most of the time it serves. Like, I'll be like, okay, you take the lead. So more then there are times in my debut race where I told Harry Rock saying that, okay, come, let's see who can take this position, you or me. So then, yeah, so it's pretty much challenging between us also.
Always good to hear. I think those are the three teams with the most, team dynamics going this way is Haas, Racing Point, and Toro Rosso too. Really good team dynamics going on. And yeah, I kind of messed up last time on the post-race chat when I said one word for Belgium. I was a bit confused with Real F1 and our league. But this time around, we definitely know what the next race is, which is the Hockenheim Ring. And yeah, as always, one word to define or for you what the result might be at Hockenheim. Just that one word. Shoot, why don't we go with our race winner?
Missed.
Missed?
Huh?
Yes, because it's not there this year, right? So it's quite missed. But I am racing on it, so I'm quite happy that it's on there.
Makes sense. Accelerate. You're the one with the cheeky words. Go ahead.
I'm gonna stick to my previous one word, wet. Because yeah, it seems like I win every wet races.
So sticking with wet. Okay. I'm sure
rain dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure Srivatsan will be pleased with that. He always hopes for a wet race when he's on our side, but now he's on track. Anyways, what about you, Only Copy?
Excited.
Yeah? You like that track?
No.
No? Why excited? Contradictory much?
Well, excited to see all the dramas going to happen to me.
Okay. Makes sense. Pretty much.
Turn one is gonna be. Turn one is gonna be quite an excitement because it's almost flat out, just to dip on the. I mean, a slight lift off on the throttle. So after race start, it's gonna be quite confusing over there. I'm expecting to see a lot of drama over there.
I think turn one, usually it depends on your grid position if you're taking it flat. If you're further up ahead, you can take it flat because you would be in a slower speed in that corner. So by the time, I think from P10 and backwards, you can downshift and then go into the corner flat still, but yeah, if you're starting from higher above, you can go flat.
Of course, looking forward to that race. And on the topic of circuits and F1, today the announcement was made that the Turkish Grand Prix is back on the calendar, and this crazy year's given us the calendar we all needed. So I just want to get to know which race moving forward are you guys specifically excited for in real F1, and your thoughts on the Turkish Grand Prix. Go ahead, you can go. Yeah, go ahead.
I absolutely love Turkey. That triple apex left-hander, the famous turn 8 of Turkey.
Yes.
I just cannot wait for those cars to take that corner, because the last we saw, it was still a little bit of not full throttle. They went 80% throttle, and they maneuvered the car into those triple apex left-handers. But looking at the downforce now, I think they're just going to take it completely flat, and I just cannot wait. I don't even want to watch the race. I just want to watching all those cars taking turn 8 non-stop.
I'm sure Formula One will make sure they have special cameras set up for that turn. Lot of banter. I saw Sebastian Vettel's lap time poll in 2011. I think it was on the Instagram page of Formula One today. Yeah, that triple apex is quite a bunch of turns. And of course, Hyrox and Kapi. What about you guys?
New tracks. In terms of new tracks, I think there's Mugello in Italy, and there's Istanbul, Turkey. But I'm excited to see the Italian race. Being a Ferrari fanboy, I'm more excited for the Italian races that are coming up. Obviously, Monza is something which not every Italian fan, a Ferrari fan, are looking forward to right now, because it's a power-hungry circuit and Ferraris don't have the pace right now. But I'm still excited to watch it over there because it's always red, and this time there are no fans anywhere. I'm excited to see the Italian version of Italian weekends coming up.
3 races in Italy. It'll be interesting, but disappointing that Ferrari is not in its element. Kapi, what about you?
I have no clue about the track.
Yeah, okay, that's good. That's great. I didn't either. I had to read up a lot about it. So fair warning.
Actually, I was searching over here.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. To be reviewing, I was searching over. So,
okay.
I actually tried out Mugello, and I tried out Mugello. I've been trying out Mugello for some time now, and I finally found a good mod for the Istanbul track, and I've been driving it on Assetto Corsa. And I used the W11 car on Assetto Corsa, and I looks like I can take it flat out, so I'm pretty sure Hamilton can too.
Oh, okay.
Can you share the mods? Yeah.
I bought it from some RSR website, but I can share it with you, no problem.
Cool. Awesome. Cool. It's really cool that y'all are actually racing and trying out these new tracks too. Awesome. Looking forward to races as always, as y'all are as well. And looking forward to our race, the Hockenheim Ring, next weekend. Cheers, boys.
Thank you.